into the heart. Let's open into the field of that beautiful message from our sacred brother. We are the sovereign minds and hearts of our lives. We get to choose, consciously or unconsciously, the frequency we wish to hold. So let us take a moment now and really choose to be in the heart, in the frequency of love, sisterhood, strength, dropping your anchoring cord down through the layers to connect with Gaia, to connect with her support, receiving that life force energy flow up your anchoring cord or your root, as it were, letting yourself be nourished and supported in the energetic field of this journey from 3D to 5D, journeying with Gaia during her ascension, journeying with each other during this ascension cycle. Receive that life force energy, letting it rise up like so much sap, up the root, up through your body, nourishing all your cells, all your energy centers, into the field around you. Just filling yourself up full, full, full with love light, with attunement of harmonic resonance with the ascension energies that Gaia is actively engaged in now, that we are consciously or unconsciously being invited to harmonize with. Let your cells come into that resonant field now. And letting that energy spill forth from the crown of the head, up and out, like a cup runneth over, with the bounty of love, light, presence, peace, well-being. Pouring forth into the field around you, nourishing all of life all around you. And simultaneously from the crown, drawing down the light of Father, Son, Solaris, those activating codes, and the plasmic light of higher frequency that is awakening us and activating our crystalline DNA. Pulling that in now, pulling it in into the field of your conscious energetics, consciously choosing to allow your energy body, your physical body, your cells, and your DNA to activate, awaken, and come into harmonic resonance with these plasmic energies, saturating us, pulling us upward in frequency, bringing all of that into the heart for a few breaths. We'll take 3 breaths together, breathing into the heart, opening into the field, opening that stargate of the heart, expanding into the field of awareness. Exhaling, sending forth the love light of your high holy self into the field around you. Breathing in again, pulling light from Gaia and from plasmic cosmic mother and Father, Son. Exhaling it into the field, opening the heart stargate even more, front and back. One more breath in. And exhaling. Feeling the connection with your sisters here. We have a lovely big group today. Welcome, welcome, sisters. You can open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, it's really heartening to feel all of your energies here, because now is the time. I'm sorry if I feel real teary. On the journey to, I'm going to kind of back into this a little bit softly. On the journey to Bali, I got to watch on the plane the movie about Bob Marley, and everybody all over the world seems to know Bob Marley and his inspirational songs. Wherever I go, whenever you get to any like beach area or restaurants, you hear his music. And I never knew that his music arose out of great civil unrest in his country, and violence on the street, almost gang warfare, but gangs that were associated with these two political, this is when like, and they were white guys, which is always the irony in Jamaica, you know, these political rivals and this, and that there was an attempted assassination of him because he was calling for everyone to unify in the name of love, to put it simply. I highly recommend that movie if anyone wants to watch it. I guess it's fairly new. So this is kind of a, you know, it's an analogy of where we're at, and we've all been expecting this, and we all know that this has been coming. And so I don't know how you all have been, but I've gone through, it's like it happens at a personal and collective level. And I know some of you are dealing with serious health issues, or maybe not so quote unquote serious in the medical sense, but chronic annoying health issues, myself included. Some of you are dealing with uncertainty of location. Some of you are dealing with financial things and family things, all different things. And then we have the collective as well. So, you know, I want to quote what Doug said today. I think I posted it when we were having a conversation about this. No, I didn't put it here. Where did I put it? Let me go to home. Those who, sorry, I should have queued this up. Anyway, I can't find it right now. So I'm just going to say, requote it the best I can. Those who promote or propagate fear, no, propagate hatred are going to experience more negativity, more hellish experiences now. They're going to suffer more. So this comes from Doug having seen something of a post that his brother, one of his mankind brothers, posted on Facebook, like, I know this is my shadow, but I wish that bullet had gone a little bit to the right. And it's like, really, are we still going to play in the battlefield, people? Come on, it's got to stop now. So, yeah, so probably you all know that the president or former President Trump was some attempted assassination yesterday, or maybe it was just a show, a play. Who knows? We don't know. But what we do know is this is an attempt to pull as many consciousnesses into the battlefield as possible. Whether you're pro-Trump, anti-Trump, whether you're angry because you think it was a psyop, whether you, it doesn't matter what it is. They don't care. They don't care. They just want to pull you in. And there's been, you know, so there's some astrology I want to talk about a little bit, just to set the stage a little bit, and then really kind of back into, okay, how are we going to navigate this? Because we might also be dealing with personal stuff as well. So we've got tomorrow, Mars and Uranus are conjunct exact. Now, Mars is the god of war and can be explosive anger, and Uranus is sudden, unexpected things. So this can really be signatures of frustration, anger, sudden, unexpected violence, that kind of thing. And if any of you know who Cliff High is, Cliff High he created these he's kind of a genius, and I don't follow his stuff so much anymore, but I saw some things in the field. He created these web bots years ago that would track the web, and he started getting readings of signatures in the future of language, certain language. So he could start to kind of predict, almost like a psychic, things that were going to happen, but it was based on mathematics and language that his computer, kind of like a prequel to AI, was reading. And so he predicted that on the 15th, and I don't think he knows astrology at all, that the 15th he saw a release of emotionally charged language. He has a different language for it. So he already was saying, and then there were other remote viewers who started to look for what might be the case. And I haven't watched any of that stuff, but I know that a lot of Cliff High's predictions have come forth with that emotional release language on the 15th, which correlates with this conjunction. Hey, Barbara, welcome. Good to see you. So Mars Uranus conjunct, unexpected violent eruptions is a possibility. And of course, it's in Taurus, which could also indicate physical things, erupting, earthquakes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's one piece. Then we have Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune all in retrograde. Is Mercury retrograde yet? Hold on a sec. Let me just look at my chart here. I don't think so. No, not yet. So then we had Mercury come to, when it entered Leo a couple days ago, it was directly in opposition to Pluto at 1 degree retrograding of Aquarius. Now Venus is there directly right now. Venus is our values. Venus in Leo is about what do we value in terms of what we are creating consciously or unconsciously. And then in a few days, the sun, when we switch over, so what it'd be, the 21st, so say the 22nd, 23rd, the sun will be opposite Pluto. So we have and that's just a few things. Astrologically, we have some signatures that can support either degeneration into, rage. Let's say I'm seeing the French Revolution. So, the last time Pluto went into Uranus, we had the American Revolution, and then several years later, we had the French Revolution. And the French Revolution, off with their heads. It was a violent mob rule, hysteria. And of course, things were different then. We didn't have ascension energies. We didn't have Gaia's support and the wind at our back the way we do now. We didn't have awakened. We had people trying to awaken, but still within the 3D matrix. So now, particularly today, the sisters meeting on this day, and, of course, we know we're not the only ones on the planet doing this work, but our group, Venus, the goddess of love, of values, of beauty, stepping into Leo, our unique creative contribution to the whole. And Venus is asking of us to be consciously aware of our values and what we are creating. What are we creating? Because she is in opposition right now exactly to Pluto. Pluto, the Lord of the underworld, is revealing to us now all of the shadow material as it starts to retrograde back into Capricorn. It's going to start to show us all the places where we still have old dominator constructs within our minds. And that could be a dominator construct in your own mind about your own power. It could be a dominator construct about, like for me, whipping myself, you're not doing enough, you're not productive enough, you're not, whatever, it doesn't matter. It could be related to addictions. It'll be unique to you based on where all of this is in your chart. So Venus coming to oppose it says, be aware. Are you being sucked in by emotional charge? Well, I'm pro-Trump, so I hate those people who blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm anti-Trump, and I wish that bullet just went a little farther. Or, well, I think it's all a bunch of bullshit, and I hate those spooks who create this stuff. All of that is battlefield, and that's all of the low frequency, what happens when we are not sovereign. So yesterday, when I was in a miasma of my own, we're clearing miasmas. We're clearing miasmas of our own deep subconscious. And for those of us who've been doing this work for a long time, we're polishing the stone, right? Right now, we can see sisters and brothers who might just be exploding into addiction, into suicide, into whatever, all of it, violence, all of it. For some of us, it's like, really? I'm working on this stuff still? Really? Okay. Because we're polishing the stone, or we're dealing with sudden unexpected health thing that's like, oh my God, that's what I'm dealing with right now. Because we're clearing out deeply infested miasmas. I'm seeing these networks, where we've maybe pulled some of the cobwebs, but there's still a few more. So yesterday I was in my own miasma of my, my work, my career is my ministry, is my soul mission in this life, at least as it has been thus far for the last bunch of years. Will it continue that way? I don't know, but that's how it's structured right now. So I was kind of beating myself up over, what I haven't accomplished or what I should be accomplishing or blah, 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 blah. So I went into my temple and I pulled from the Isis deck, And I really felt like the card told me something else, or that it was addressing not I was asking like, should I do this with my business or should I do that? Like really in the weeds kind of stuff. And what I got was this one, which I put a picture up on Facebook. That's what I was just looking for, was my post, not Facebook, in our community. And it's stay true and be in your power. And it's all about sovereignty and sovereignty of soul, dominion over our minds, holding our dominion. And then it wasn't until Doug got home, he was out driving around the county, showing some folks property all over Tarnation, as it is in this county. Um, and it wasn't until then that I found out what had happened, because of course I don't pay attention to the news, so I didn't know about the whole attempted assassination or whatever that was, the drama unfolding in the field, the shot heard round the world, so to speak. So then and then it has to all filter in for me and integrate, and I sleep and wake up and journal about it. And so I really feel like this message was a strong message of, okay, now it's really coming down the pike, as was predicted by Cliff High and some remote viewers and astrologers. We all knew the crazy was going to get even more scrambly mid-July. So we are at choice now. Now, a lot of our sisters and brothers of Earth still don't realize they're at choice. They still don't, but that's okay. That's they are where they are. It's our free will choice. Are we going to choose to judge them for still being unconscious? I mean, I went into that this morning when I found out about this brother of Doug's posting that, and I know this person. I was like, oh, I totally lost my respect for him. And then I was like, oh, well, look at you, Dawn. Look at you judging him. Look at you judging that brother for still being caught up in his own, whatever it is, daddy traumas. A lot of stuff gets projected onto Trump, right? Um, so we're at choice now. And this whole thing is about the crook and flail, which is a sign of sovereignty, ancient sign of sovereignty. There's her crook. I don't know exactly what the flail is. But anyway, some of you may know. It's that sign of like holding, kind of like the staff and orb, holding like I am the sovereign of my mind, of my soul, of my mind body vehicle, of my every moment. What am I choosing to do with that right now? So it's now we don't know if the thing that happened yesterday was the event or series of events that it was sort of prognosticated by a variety of people for the 15th, 16th, or if there's more to come. But we can kind of guess that there's more to come because we are now in the acceleration of light. The plasmic light is bombarding everyone. Imagine, if you will, that you are someone who had never done any shadow work, and now the light is just shaking you to the core. You don't have tools. Maybe you have addiction. Maybe your addiction is to porn or TV or hate or the news or whatever. How resourced would someone in that space be? I know for myself, I mean, yesterday, wow, I was in that funky space. I went and sat under grandmother tree. I was in great peace. I went to a place of complete peace. Then I came home. I started to, much later in the day, I spent time in the temple with crystals. Much later in the day, I just got on the phone with my son. I didn't think I was in an angry place. And I don't know that I was, but unconsciously, there's still stuff there. And the rug had a little curl in it, and I pushed my foot back. I was stepping back, and I got stabbed with a toothpick in my Achilles heel that now must have a splinter in it. You know what it feels like when you have a splinter, how it can hurt so much? And then I reacted so extremely, I picked my foot up and stuck it right here in my calf. So I literally had a toothpick stuck between my heel and my calf, puncturing both. I was like, what? And like, I'm trying to be on the phone with my son going, oh my God. So anyway, so now I've got this pain in my Achilles heel. I wasn't feeling angry at the time. I had, really done stuff to mitigate the distress I was under in the morning, including venting to my dear sister Alia of my went yesterday morning, who thankfully listened to it. So there's stuff coming up in the field for us. And then, like Doug came home and it was hot. It's so hot. And there's these bugs that have like, I don't know, there's some kind of like birthing of all these little bugs. And so we can't sit out and put our feet on the earth in the yard area because they all come and bite you. We don't even know what they are. And he came home, he was hot and sweaty and his pen spilled and stained his favorite pants and, like these little annoying things, right? So he was kind of a tired, hot, sweaty grumpopotamus. And then I had this pain in my heel and I'm like, I got stabbed in the foot by the toothpick that you dropped on the floor and didn't pick up. And just like this stupid stuff. So the reason why I'm telling these stories is because I want to make it really human for us. And I really want to bring it home that I think most of us here are at a place where we can look at the big picture out there, whether it's the attempted assassination on Trump or the movie about that. We may never know. Questions for God when you die, but you won't care then. Or whether, or some other out there drama. A lot of us, we have created our own sanctuary. So we don't have to play in that field a lot. But because of the energies right now, we will have personal things that come up for us with others or with ourselves. And this is where now I'm not going to talk a whole lot longer because what I want to do is workshop this. I want us to bring our best hearts and our best wisdom to this to support each other with wisdom tools and tips for navigating the accelerated ascension at a personal level. And possibly, some of us may have to deal with, mainstream collective, of course, that as well. So let me just tune in here. Is there anything else I feel I want to share? Oh, I just feel to share that quote. So I'm going to have to just bear with me here and just take a breath and tune into what's bubbling for you as I look for. Here it is. Okay. This is a quote from Doug, those who profess to hate will never find happiness. That was his response to his brother. Those who profess hate will never find happiness. And then what came through in our conversation is this, and those who wish death upon others will have death around them now. And that could come in the form of, friends, family, loved ones, etc. And this is not about a curse. This is about understanding the nature of reality. We're creating it. Everything out there, reflection of what's in here. If we want to keep carrying death and resentment and hate, oh, I wish Trump died or whatever. Oh, yeah, I'm glad they blew the head off of the guy who shot him. Any of it. We are literally activating death support. And of course, we never die. We know that, right? But in this realm, we're activating the duality, we're activating the hate, we're activating the fear, we're activating the belief in the body and the identification with the body. So these are the wisdom streams we want to really pull in now. It's the ones that can support us at an individual and collective level, at a personal level when we're dealing with our personal stuff, and then when we're looking at the collective, so that we hold that field of powerful love light, of anchored solid sovereignty, crook and flail, of dominion over our minds. So that's what I wanted to share to start. And now, sisters, I am so open and ready to receive your wisdom streams about this.